Good afternoon everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name is Maxine and I'm the curator here at Northumberland Zoo. Now, if you watched us last week and you got to see the honey extraction process, you will have heard that I'm going to announce a new species today. And this is a very, very exciting species. This is something that has been in the making for 3 years now. Our first talks of the species started back in December of 2019, pre-COVID. So I am so excited to show you today who is living at the zoo. Now, this species is so rare, they are critically endangered and they are at risk of imminent extinction. There are only 3 collections in the world that hold these animals, and there's only 98 individuals in captivity. And the zoos that hold them are us, Jersey Zoo and Biotropical Zoo in France. And some of you who have visited the zoo may have seen that we've got this brand new building here. There's no graphics or anything on it yet because we don't want to announce them just yet, because we just wanted them to settle in. So it's been a bit of a process. So the only other zoo in the UK that keeps them is Jersey Zoo, and obviously they're off of our main island. So I headed out there last year to see what their exhibit looks like and how it works, so that we could get the best ideas and replicate that habitat here in Northumberland. So we're going to start out by heading out to Jersey Zoo and seeing what their enclosure is all about. Jersey Zoo, which is obviously on Jersey Island in the Channel Islands, and Jersey Zoo is obviously the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust, and it was started off by Gerald Durrell many years ago, and they are one of the only collections that hold a particular species, which is why I'm here today. If you haven't seen any hints already, we are actually in the bat house. So Jersey Zoo are one of the, well, they're the only collection in the UK, in the world in fact, that have a breeding colony of Livingston fruit bats. Livingston fruit bats are one of the largest bats in the world. You can see their wingspan is quite substantial, and they are critically endangered, so there's less than 2,000 left in the wild. Livingston fruit bats only come from one place in the entire world, and that's the islands of the Comoros, just off the northwest coast of Madagascar. And even within these islands, the bats only roost on just 2 of them. The total size of these islands is only just larger than the Isle of Man. And the total number of estimated roosts of these bats is around 20 to 25 across both islands. Their populations are at risk due to deforestation and more severe tropical storms hitting the islands, with the risk of bats being swept out to sea. So this is their bat house, which is like a huge flight tunnel where the bats can actually stretch their wings and fly around as well. And we're here with them to learn all about the different types of husbandry that they've mastered, because they've kept these bats for many years, with the hopes that we can obviously have them at Northumberland Zoo as well. There's not very many zoos that are prepared to put up a facility like this, so it's really cool to be able to take part in this project and help out with the conservation of such an awesome bat species. Jersey have developed an epic bat enclosure, and they've done it based on the behavioral needs of the species, so that's exactly what I wanted to replicate. They have this huge sustainable tunnel where the bats are able to fly right their way around the tunnel, and the reason why it's got like a bit of a dip in the middle is because bats don't stand on top of branches and jump into flight like what a bird does. They're going to be hanging from the net, and then they have to let themselves go from the net, drop down, open their wings, catch some air, and then soar into flight. The first big challenge of our project was to make sure that we had a lovely big hole in the middle of our building, just like Jersey's exhibit. And my dad did this using his digger, and we packed loads of old tires underneath the sides so that we could build up these big dirt walls around the side of the enclosure. And this is ideal because that means that the keepers can walk around the top of this enclosure and be at head height with the bats. So it gives the keepers a great opportunity to be able to inspect all the bats on a daily basis. The biggest challenge was trying to get the digger back out of the building once we built all the walls. So the entire internal structure of this building is covered with a huge net. And the net was quite possibly one of the biggest undertakings on a project that we've ever had to try and get that just right. And that's because it has to be extremely tight. And if it's not tight and if it's a little bit loose, the bats can actually get caught in it. So when the bats are flying to and from in the building, they can just bounce off of it and they don't injure themselves. It's like a giant trampoline. We had to coordinate the timing of our bat enclosure completion with the closing of Bristol Zoo, as they had 4 male bats that needed to be rehomed. And it was a nerve-wracking trip getting them all the way up to Northumberland on an 8-hour trip. They have to be put into specially modified crates so that they can hang from the roofs of the crates. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, you might have to do that.
Well, we'll probably have to take them out here.
Near the rope and the mesh, so they are used to ropes.
Is he looking the right way? No, he's still looking the wrong way.
He's turning.
Oh, there we go.
He's not really got much. He's only got one perch.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, he's coming. He's on the mesh. He just hasn't got anything on the roof to hold on to. What we could do is clip the rope into the
Yeah, we
crate
could just. I'll see if I can give him the.
He's trying.
But we just couldn't believe how well they settled in and how keen they were when they came out, and they immediately started eating, which was just the perfect result after an 8-hour trip.
Let's go out the door. Oh, we're going on the crate now.
You got it, kidda. You're all right.
There we go. There we go.
He's like, oh, I'll just grab some food.
Yeah, look.
There we go, cool. There we go. Alright, dude. You're good. You're fine. You're fine. Stop grabbing your face. You're fine. So now that the bats are in from Bristol, we're patiently awaiting the arrival of the bats from Jersey. That's a bit more of a tricky transport because obviously they have to come over on a ferry. The 4 Bristol boys that we have already have to stay in their holding area until the Jersey bats get here, because if we let them out, they'll start establishing territories around the main exhibit and the Jersey bats will be on a back foot when they get here. So it's quite a delicate balance. Keeping them happy, but we can't wait to let the bats out into the main exhibit and see them stretch their wings. Guys enjoyed getting to see the bats and learn all about them. They are absolutely the most amazing creatures. They are one of the first animals that I ever got to work with in my brand new career as a zookeeper, and my head keeper Lucy used to work with them as well at Chester Zoo. So it's so amazing to be able to be the only mainland UK holder of this species, and you guys can come and visit the zoo and see them for yourself. The exhibit is going to be opening on the 27th of December. You can book tickets online now on our website, northumberlandzoo.co.uk, and be one of the first people to see them. I can't wait for you to see them, and I can't wait for you guys to have a brand new favourite animal, because I know they're certainly one of mine. Thank you so much for watching. Please do drop a comment below of what you think about these bats and if you're excited to come and see them. And if you haven't done already, please do like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every little helps, and obviously when you subscribe to our channel it helps us, and when you help us we can help them and support more projects out in the wild. Make sure that you tune in next week because we are going to be receiving our Jersey bats finally, and we're going to be introducing them and letting them out into the main exhibit. So be sure to tune in next week where you might be able to get to see the bats spread their wings. We shall see you then.